Hello, I'm Matt Schwartz, chair of the Worksite Wellness Council of Louisville, here with Jody Ensman, who is the HR manager of health and wellness for the University of Kentucky. Nice blue on today.
Yes, thank you.
We just finished up a great session really talking about your Live Well program, because you all went through a strategic planning process to really establish a new program at UK, because you had had one for a while. So can you kind of give me the background? I know you said you had a program for 10 years and then you went through this. So what led to this? Why?
Why? That's a great question. For 10 years we had a population health management incentive program, and we were seeing impact on the health and well-being of our population. However, we felt like we could get greater engagement and be more impactful, and the time was now. I started hearing a lot about the culture of health, and I could see that the culture of health at UK was not as supportive as it could be, and that launched the idea behind a 5-year strategic planning opportunity for us to start something new at UK to achieve that.
So I know in UK is a pretty big organization. I think you said 30,000 between faculty, staff,
retirees,
UK.
and spouses.
Okay, so pretty big, and yet the planning process didn't take that long. So
no, it didn't. What took the most time was probably preparing to be strategic, and that was about 8 to 9 months of pulling together all the data that we had and setting the tone for the strategic planning committee. And then once the committee met, it was about a 2-month time frame by which we then established a 5-year timeline.
So you then shared a couple of things that you felt like were key. Like I remember one was you wanted to brand it, and you came up with this brand, Live Well. What were some of the other things that were really important that you learned, because you did a listening tour and you learned some things that you felt like were critical in terms of being successful?
That's right. Yeah, what we felt was critical for the first few years was to establish that brand and for people to know us as Live Well, and that we were the place to go in order for employees to improve their health and well-being. And really, it was about thriving as an employee at home and at work. So that was critical, the culture of health place, but something tangible that the employees could initially see the first couple of years of the planning process, like the Fitbit initiative and the CSA vouchers. And the leadership support behind all of those programs is really the critical piece that we felt was needed in the first 2 years.
It was interesting, you said you had, when you went out and talked to the heads, you know, the real leadership,
That's right.
a lot of support.
Correct.
And then, but the concern that came back was, you know, it's a level or two down. It's the middle management. So what, meaning that you were concerned about that thing. So what did you do to address that?
We haven't yet directly addressed that head on yet. We do have some ideas with our training and development department, and that's another aspect of collaboration and partnerships, where there's always supervision, trainings that we need to really get into that level to help them understand how they can best support their employees, and they themselves need to better understand that their health and well-being is important too. So as far as specific strategies, we're still working through those, but that is a main focus of ours, is getting to the middle level supervisors.
So I'm a smaller business. I'm not quite 30,000 people. I've got 500 or 1,000.
Yeah.
What would what's the first step? What would you recommend that I do in order to be more strategic about wellness?
Yeah, I really feel like the preparation phase is really important to know the health needs of your population, and that's where it's very important to gather the data, but also talk to your employees. I feel like not only your key stakeholders will have some good information, but the employees that you're working with will also have very good information to share with you about what's important to them and their own well-being. And then based on what the data shows plus what they're saying, I feel like you can really make some tangible next steps.
And I know even though you said you're just now stepping into the 3rd year of this, you're already seeing a lot of anecdotal things. You're seeing people walk on campus and challenge themselves. I got to get my 10,000 steps, etc. So that's great. So congratulations, and thank you for sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
So we're here the 3rd Thursday of every month at Baptist East Milestone. We'll look forward to seeing you at the next event.